The word says, who is man that you even think of them? He doesn't just think about us, he obsesses over us. He loves us. He plans out everything for us. Like, and I'm living into his plan. And I've just never felt more alive and inspired before in my life. And now I just want to bring it out to everyone in the world. It's like, believers, you've got to find your calling and start living into it, because it will take your faith to a whole new level. You thought you were on fire for God? Walk with the Lord every day and surrender and submit to him every day, and watch how much more your faith increases. And so it's just like, here we go. It's the beginning of the Warriors of God movement, and building an army that goes out there and fulfills the Great Commission. And so that's it. That's all I got.
That was beautiful. It just takes so much courage, as a believer to follow someone that your eyeballs cannot see. But in the journey, all of a sudden, your eyeballs actually start to see something. You start to see something. But at first, it's like you're just like, I don't see you. My circumstances definitely don't, communicate that there's anything going on. But I'm going to run with Chris Rickstru's testimony. I'm going to harness courage, and I'm going to yield. And in the process of yielding, the outcome is exactly what we're witnessing in the life of Chris, that there's so much space to enjoy God's calling on your life. Because when we don't yield, there's no room to enjoy, because you have all these other ideas, other plans. Something that came to my mind too is I can be very calculated, and I have learned this thing called the God gap, which comes from where Moses stood in front of the Red Sea, and there's that chasm. The God gap is this place where you are at with the Lord, where the Lord has brought you to a certain point, and you're in front of this Red Sea, and you're like, now what? Right? I try to apply the God gap because I could easily fabricate a boat and then just cross this Red Sea, right? Just get resourceful. Whereas the Lord wants to partner with our circumstances and raise up our staff, declare the promises of the Lord, and then just wait. Leave more room in our lives to just wait and see what the Lord will do on your behalf. And I feel like there's so much more opportunities in our lives for us to wait and watch and wonder, to eventually behold the promises of God going before you. And so this God gap thing has kept me very grounded when it comes to running a business, when it comes to expecting a miracle, when it comes to believing for someone's transformation, when it comes to, a family member who's abusing cocaine, literally, right? All these crazy things, you have to harness courage and bravery, and you remember the God gap, the Lord of the Red Sea, the Lord of the Jordan River, the Lord of, right? And but Chris, you're a beautiful testimony of what what partnering with God can do, and the courage that it takes. And you're just oozing excitement and the enjoyment of what God has given you the capacity to now run with. And so it's beautiful. Beautiful.
There's so much happening in the chat that I don't want those who listen to the podcast later to miss it.